Hi, everyone. Terri Hardin, Walt Disney's legendary Imagineer here. And today, our topic is going to be Michael Jackson and how he validates you as a human being. So, if you don't know me, my name is Terri Hardin. I said I was an Imagineer. I'm also a Jim Henson Muppeteer, and I worked on films like Ghostbusters. So, I designed the Dragon's Lair, seen here. I speak on all kinds of things. This is my father, and you may have noticed my light skin. My dad is black. Here I am, the larger kid, the white kid. Here I am with my father's hair. My mother, white mother, freaked out because honestly, she thought a comb was involved with people of color and their hair. And we all know how well that worked. Here I am standing in front of my first thing that I made with Imagineering, the Dragon's Lair in Paris, France. This is actually Big Thunder, Paris, France. That's the first thing I did. The best thing about this attraction is you go underneath the water and you come up on an island. And I designed this with one other person. It was pretty cool. Well, there was probably a good team there, actually. And then, of course, as I showed you before, me posing in front of my dragon's lair. I designed miniatures, one of a kind. This piece here was done for Guillermo del Toro. Took me a little bit of time. This is my Tinkerbell offered by Disneyland at the parks, but you can get her now on eBay, etc. Here I am in Ghostbusters. I built the Marshmallow Man, and I did the Terror Dog, known as Terror Dog Terry. So I was the one in the refrigerator, the one that Sigourney Weaver turns into. Here's my hair. You can see that right there is a reason for bullying, and they didn't miss their mark, but you got to own it. My hair again, I'm a puppeteer. Here I am on top of the LA Times building, 15 feet, 25 feet in the air, doing the Foster Farms Chickens West Coast. And here I am with Michael Jackson. And today, this is what I want to talk about. I want to talk about Michael Jackson. So, one of the things that I did throughout my career, that I do throughout my career, is work with a lot of very well-known people. And as a result, have become a bit well-known myself. And one of the things that I ask them is, what advice can you give people for today? My channel, which is a YouTube channel, obviously, you're right here checking it out, is to help you realize your worth and to help you as an artist do something, uh, feel worthy about what you love. Okay. So many of you feel like you got to do a job job. There's no reason you need to do that. You have the right and the privilege to do something that you love, no matter what it is. You know, the definition of an artist is someone who's passionate about what they do. So I have a passionate accountant. Her palette is numbers. I paint and I sculpt. I do all kinds of wild and weird stuff. So today I want to talk to you about a story that I think you will all help, that will all help you. And that is, and that is my Michael Jackson story. So I did a little thing you may have heard of that showed at the Disneyland parks called Captain EO. It starred a plethora of people. It was directed by Francis Ford Coppola, starred Michael Jackson, and I was on it for about 6 months. And I got to become very good friends with Michael Jackson, and I was friends with him up until the day he passed. It was a rough time for me because he was really a powerhouse and a very kind man. So I used to, while shooting this, and we shot this in a lot in Culver City, I used to take my lunch on set. Now we have what's called a hot set, which means you're not supposed to be on it, but I had a special tag, special permission to eat. And I always ate my lunch there. But one day I walked out and I heard a voice when I walked onto the set. And I said, is anybody there? And the voice came back, it's me, Terri. And I said, Michael, do you need to be alone? Because after all, this was our lunchtime. And sometimes many artists take the time to either relax, or in case of Michael, he would do music. He would make sure the speakers were just right. As you remember, it was a huge musical number, and I was really honored to be a part of it. I played Idie and Odie, the ones that did the drums. So Michael said, no, Terri, come and have lunch with me. And so we sat on the steps of the Captain EO set and we had lunch. And I thought this was a great opportunity to turn to Michael and say, Michael, you're known all over the world. Everybody loves you. In fact, If there were moon men and you were on the moon, they would run up to you, Michael Jackson, and ask for your autograph. So I want to ask you a question. May I? It's personal. And Michael Jackson said, of course, Terri, what is it? I said, if I were a genie and I came down and I said, Michael, for all the good things that you've done for people, what are 3 wishes I can grant you for you in the kindnesses that you have shown? And we know, no matter what your opinion is, let me tell you, one of the kindest men in the world was Michael Jackson. So Michael thought about it for a minute and he said, I think my first wish would be to have my childhood back. Now, those of you who are Michael Jackson enthusiasts know that at 4 years old, he had burst on the scene with his song ABC and many other things. So his parents locked onto that boy tight because they didn't want him climbing a tree or getting dirty or ruin any kind of opportunity that he might to hurt himself. And he missed that. He was he was sequestered, maybe packed in cotton balls a little bit, because this child was a real high-end commodity with his beautiful voice, his great moves, and his sweet smile. That's the first thing he asked for. The second thing he asked for was to go shopping at a mall without having to buy it first. Wow. Think about this, guys. He wanted to go to a shopping mall without having to first buy the entire mall so that he could shop on his own, comfortably, confidently, quietly. And the third thing that he wanted to do was he wanted to walk amongst people without being recognized. Now, another gentleman that I knew really well is the famous and ultimate makeup artist, Rick Baker. And Rick Baker, who helped Michael Jackson on his Thriller video, which is a favorite of y'all, I know. On his Thriller video, he decided to help Michael with his third wish and made Michael into a little white old gentleman. It was so convincing that when Michael would purposely bump into people while walking along the coast out in Venice and Malibu, people go, "Get away from me, you old man. Get away from me." And Michael would just giggle. I miss him. He was a real good friend, and I miss him. But now, let me ask you one thing. Why am I asking you? Why am I telling you this story? Because of all the things that Michael did, of all the money that Michael got, of all the talent that Michael had, he had 3 wishes that if we balled them up and held them tight, those 3 wishes amount to one thing and one thing alone. Michael Jackson wanted to be just like you. Just like you. Everything he had, everything he did, he wanted to be just like you. So you need to ask yourself a question. If Michael Jackson thinks you're amazing and wants to be just like you, why don't you believe it? Why don't you believe it? Something for you to think about. My name is Terri Hardin, and I'm Walt Disney's legendary Imagineer. And I do a channel every Monday and every Friday. I talk live, and we discuss things Disney, and I inspire you to be worthy of who you are because you're a human being. You can join me also on my website, my Instagram, my Patreon page. You can write me at terri@terrihardin.com, or you can join me right here. I hope you will, 9:30 Pacific, because if you're someone who won't believe how good you are, you need my channel. Do something nice for someone else. It'll make you feel a whole lot better. Bye for now.